You are Locked On Heat Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Heat fans? Welcome to your Heat Postcast. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, and what a game it was tonight in Miami. What a game it was between the Heat and the Memphis Grizzlies. One of those awesome games from start to finish. Miami, it was just one of those nights in the Miami Heat 6-game win streak, right? Everything is going great, playing so well, and then you come back home and they haven't been doing so well at home. It hasn't been the best place for them, and you guys know this, right? They literally just have not had that good home record these last couple of years. Well, tonight, no different. The Memphis Grizzlies coming to town, 110-108, the final. They beat them back and forth all night long. Tyler Herro going toe-to-toe with Ja Morant. Morant had 3 at halftime, went off in the second half, and Ja Morant ends up hitting a fadeaway jumper, buzzer beater over Kel'el Ware at the end of the game to give Memphis the win, 110-108. So many huge plays, so much to unpack, so many things to talk about. It's your Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. It's free. Want to thank you, by the way. First things first, Grease, thank you profusely for being here day in and day out. You every dayers, you guys who pop in every once in a while, love to see more of you. And you newbies, hey, happy to have you. You know what I'm saying? Hit that subscribe, hit the bell as well, so we're coming away with more content. And then come on into the comments and say what's up in the chat. And, man, there's a lot to talk about tonight. 110-108, the final. The Grizzlies beat the Heat in Miami. And tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. As we come to you from the road in Vegas tonight, you don't need to come to Vegas. You don't need to come to Vegas because you have FanDuel. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, 110-108, the final. Oh, man, that game at the end was just, a little too much to deal with. Back and forth and back, 12-footer in the lane. It hits the rim 4 or 5 times. Kind of looked like Allen Houston's shot. Remember the first playoff series ever played at this arena? Yeah, on Pat Riley Court, before it was Pat Riley Court, way before, 25 years ago, 26 years ago. It was the lockout shortened season, 99, I want to say. I do believe. So, yeah, I'm excited because I believe that the Miami Heat are going to do all right in the playoffs. I mean, they're toe-to-toe with some of the best teams in the league right now. For some reason, they're not as good at home. I mean, Ja Morant gets 30 on him tonight. Desmond Bane didn't have a good shooting night, 17 and 10 for him. Scottie Pippen Jr. scores 17. Jaren Jackson Jr., 13. But, man, oh, man, Ja Morant with his 30. And Tyler Herro with 35. He had 18 points in the third quarter, scored 9 consecutive points himself in the third quarter. And he was just balling, man. I mean, 6-game win streak's over, but not for anything Tyler did. 35 points for Miami. He might have a shot. I don't know if he's going to make one of the NBA teams. No, I don't think so. But 13 points and 15 rebounds for Kel'el Ware. Bam Adebayo, 26 points for Miami. Had a huge rejection at the rim of Ja Morant down the stretch as well. But, it's interesting. Milwaukee beats Philadelphia, and the Bucks coming in next, BT Dubs. Can't believe I just said that. Someone please. I shouldn't do that. Oh, by the way, I shouldn't do that because since Ja Morant can't put guns down, now he's doing this and shooting it. Come on, bro. Come on. That's the most tone-deaf thing I've ever seen. The NBA already warned him about it. Bro, you're on Instagram with a gun. Your career could have been taken away. Maybe should have been. Maybe they should have taken his career away. This dude's going like this. You know what I mean? He pointed a gun at a kid at his house one time. That's really funny, Ja. It's hilarious, man. Hilarious. Act like you're pointing a gun at someone. What a dope. What a dope. I'm sorry. Look, I know players get mad at a guy like me saying stuff like this, but what a dope. I mean, use your head. Anyway, what a great player, though. Incredible athleticism, one of the best 2s in the league. And the reason I bring this up is because Tyler was going at him tonight. Tyler with runners and floaters and dimes, too, but 3s and beautiful shooting by Tyler Herro. But Ja Morant going like this, I mean, just come on, bro. I mean, maybe he needs to be suspended for another season. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me why this dude would still be doing that. And he still seems so like, yeah, you know what I mean? And I get it. You need that swag. You need that confidence. And by no means am I ripping on Ja for any reason other than just, man, what do you tell your kid? when that dude's doing that. You want to buy his jersey. Daddy, I want a Ja Morant jersey. And he's going like this, like acting like he's shooting an assault rifle, by the way, when he's already been busted twice with guns on Instagram and, almost lost his career over it. So I wouldn't want to see, I don't want to make this about that, but I just think it's ridiculous what he's doing. And I don't want to sound like the old white guy in the room either, because I'm definitely not. But man, I'll tell you, that's, it has nothing to do with race. I'd say the same thing if Tyler did it and he had been what Ja had done. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the Heat are locked into the play-in tournament now. So they're going to be in the play-in no matter what, because Milwaukee, who comes in here on Saturday, Milwaukee beat Philly. Well, not here. I'm in Vegas, but Milwaukee beat Philly earlier today. So third consecutive play-in berth for the Heat. They went to the NBA Finals the first time, and last year bounced by the Celtics early in the first round. But they made it to the playoffs both times, right? So Ja Morant, 11 points in the fourth quarter, 30 in the game. Memphis wants a top 6 seed as well. Look, more than 59 points for Bam and Tyler. They're 0-4 in those games when Bam and Tyler have combined to score at least 59 points. And, 50 seconds left in the game. Just Bam Adebayo gets an opportunity one-on-one against Ja Morant off a switch. He's not that far away from the basket. Misses the shot. It happens, right? It happens. It's the NBA. Shots get missed, and they get missed all the time. You know what I'm saying? They do. They absolutely do. Neither team had a double-digit lead going back and forth all night long and forth and back, but it was not to be for the Miami Heat tonight. And, a couple plays here, a couple plays there. To me, it just came down to Tyler and Ja were both playing fantastic. Tyler came up short on a couple of shots late, as did Bam, and Ja Morant didn't. He got blocked by Bam at the rim, but Ja Morant with a big tip in, a couple of offensive rebounds and putbacks late by Ja, just as a shooting guard, getting in the lane and just tipping the ball in. When you got Bam and Kel'el Ware out there as well with Tyler and him, that's tough. That ain't easy. It ain't easy. But it's the NBA, and you have some great players and some great teams. This is Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. The 6-game win streak is over. And you guys know, look, 110, 108, home cooking, question mark. Obviously, that means something there. And what that means is it's not really home cooking. Their home record's not that good. But Tyler and Ja, that's worth the price of admission right there. Watching those two guards go at it, elites in the game. And if you're Tyler Herro or a fan of Tyler Herro or a teammate of Tyler Herro or a coach of Tyler Herro, family member of Tyler Herro, and you see him outscore Ja Morant and really, for all intents and purposes, for the most part, outplay him down the stretch. Hey, that mattered most, and Ja was great. But, what a night for Tyler Herro. What a night. This is Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Still so much more to come. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, free on Spotify, free on Apple Podcasts, free on Stitcher and Podbean, free on iHeart. I almost forgot that for a second. Free, you down with OTT? Yeah, you know me, this whole party on Roku, and of course right here on YouTube. 6-game win streak over, but they're in the play-in. They're in the play-in. Can they get to the 7 or the 8, though? Because remember, 7, 8, 9, and 10, they play each other. So the 7 plays 8, 9 plays 10. The winner of 7, 8 goes to the playoffs. The loser of 7, 8 plays the winner of 9, 10, and then that team goes to the playoffs. The loser of the 9, 10 game, which could very well end up being Miami, goes home. So there you have it. That's how it's set up right now. But the Heat are guaranteed to be in the play-in, at least in a disastrous season, as Jimmy Butler and the Warriors play the Lakers right now. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day still to come. Stars of the game. Obviously, the key moment, it's tough. The key moment's Ja Morant's shot, obviously. But man, oh man, so close. And we got to get ready for Milwaukee on Saturday. We'll be here right after that game as well. And then, it just is, it's all the, what do we call them? Benchmarks from here on out. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. On the other side, we take a look at the box and the team stats before we give you the player of the game, the turning point, the final score graphic, and the Milwaukee preview. And we are outie 5,000. You haven't heard that one in a while, have you? Outie 5,000, G. All right, so here we go. All right, Heat Postcast is brought to you in part by FanDuel. The NCAA tournament is not only here, it's the Final Four this weekend. FanDuel is giving you the chance to get in on the action like never before. Look, Right now, new customers, I'm just going to get right to it. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $5, $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories and even who's cutting down the nets. You know, I love to pick on my favorites. I got my eye on a few. Everything that I see. Underdogs this year, and FanDuel makes it easy to back them with spreads, totals, game props, you name it. You stay in the action with tournament games happening almost every day. There's always something exciting to bet on. The FanDuel app is simple to use, and when I win, I get paid instantly. No waiting around. So visit FanDuel.com and get in on the college hoops action all tournament long with FanDuel on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Remind you that, where are we at here? Your Heat Postcast is also brought to you, where are we at? Oops, I have the wrong, there we go. We got to go to this one. Sorry, guys. Everything's a little slow on my end, but I think we're okay. We got it. All right, here we go. Daylight savings snuck up on us again. Yes, it did. And if you're feeling that lost hour of sleep, I don't blame you. But 5-Hour Energy has your back. That extra sunshine means more time for fun, but sometimes you need a little boost to power through it, right? And that's something that, you know, you get older and you need a little boost, right? So whether you're staying up late watching the NCAA tournament, squeezing in a round of golf after work, maybe you're just trying to keep up with your busy day, 5-Hour Energy gives you that quick, refreshing pick-me-up whenever you need it. Basketball madness, staying up late watching the tournament, 5-Hour Energy helps you the next day. Extra daylight, more activities. I love getting outside for a hike, a run. Tropical Burst is my go-to for that, or Vegas trip for that matter. On the go convenience, whether I'm at home or traveling, 5-Hour Energy is an easy grab, and it keeps me feeling refreshed. So head to 5hourenergy.com to find over 15 flavors to choose from, including watermelon, blue raspberry, and peach mango. I love all those. You can even build your own 12-pack or 24-pack delivered right to your door. Need one now? Grab a 5-Hour Energy shot at your local grocery or convenience store. They're everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized with 5-Hour Energy on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Pumped to be here tonight. 110-108, the Grizzlies beat the Heat in Miami. While you're here, I'm not a good singer, but I try. Anyway, give me props and points for that, wouldn't you? We're free on Stitcher and Podbean. We're free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeart. We're free on YouTube, and we're free on Roku right here. And again, we're on after every game. Heat Podcast, Locked On Heat Podcast is every day. Great job by the guys. I'm the one who's on after the games, and, you know, we do the same with the Dolphins, same with the Canes coming up in the fall. In fact, I'll be doing another segment with Alex Dono tomorrow. Locked On Canes. Going to be fun doing that. All right, couple of minutes left in the show. Let's get to what we need to get to, and that means we need to get to getting.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Unfortunately, 110-108, the Miami Heat go down tonight to the Memphis Grizzlies. Streak over at 6 games. They had won all 6 games by double digits or more. Not the case tonight. Back and forth and back, and neither team had a double-digit lead. And the Miami Heat lose at the buzzer. A great player made an even better shot over some really good defense, and that was what happened. Morant over Kel'el Ware. You see Morant there on your screen. And obviously, I don't even have to tell you what this is going to be, but here it is anyway.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And there it is. Morant, I'm on my Grizzly. Morant, I'm on my Grizzly. Morant, I'm on my Grizzly. Come on, it's J. Cole. I mean, he bowed out of the battle rap because, you know, these millennials, they don't like confrontation. But what I'm saying is J. Cole is the best MC in the world. Morant, I'm on my Grizzly. Look at that shot. Look at Killer K. Look at Kel'el Ware. Look at that arm up in the air, the pterodactyl wingspan of Kel'el Ware. But Ja had created just enough room for himself with a push-off. I mean, they didn't call it. It is what it is. You're not going to get that. And then he called him a pigeon after the game. This dude is literally acting like he's shooting. He's calling people pigeons. I don't like him, man. I don't think he's good for the league. I don't like him. Everybody loves him. I like him as a player. He's dope. As a person, you know what I'm saying? Disrespectful. But you know what? You play like that, man. you can say whatever you want. And sometimes it's good for a little healthy competition. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be an old man up in here. How about this? We got one more thing to get to before we're out of here, and it is, you know what it is.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Yeah, you're Locked On Player of the Game. You know, we do 3 here. We always do 3, and the first one is the shooter. First-person shooter. That's a J. Cole song, too. Ja Morant, the shooter. Should I use his nickname, Shooter? I don't know. All right, I'm going to leave him alone now. But Ja Morant hits the game winner, right? There's one of your stars of the game. Look at him being picked up there by Kel'el Ware, and that's right before he hit that shot. But the Heat and pick-and-roll switches, Kel'el Ware actually did all right for the most part tonight. 26 points for Bam. Adebayo had another good offensive game tonight, but not to be for the Heat in the win column, but a really good game again for Bam Adebayo. And then, of course, your star of the game. We need a hero. 35 points, 18 points in the third quarter, 9 straight points in the third for Tyler Herro. Big bucket after big bucket after big bucket in the fourth. Came up game winner. And that's, you know what I mean? Look, Tyler had 35, Ja had 30. He outplayed him in the game, but Ja hit the game winner, and he scored like 6 points down the stretch to 2 for Tyler. So, look, Ja Morant got it done at the very end when he needed to. But Tyler Herro, man, what a performance by him tonight. You can't take anything away from him. Ja had 30. Jackson had 13. Wells had 13. 17 for Bane for the Grizzlies. Bam, 26. Tyler, 35. 13 with 15 rebounds for Ware. Tyler had 9 rebounds, too, by the way, tonight. And Bam had 7 rebounds and 5 assists. Single-digit scoring for Burks and Larson. Not good for them tonight. Duncan came back, had 6. Highsmith, 6. They got nothing off the bench. Anderson, 6. He had 19 last night. Mitchell, 11 and 7 assists with 4 rebounds, but had a couple of key threes that he didn't make at the end of the game, and that was it. That's all she wrote. Speaking of which, that's all there is, Heat fans. There is no more. The win streak and the show, whichever one you prefer. It's actually both. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. The Heat lose at home tonight, 110-108 to the Memphis Grizzlies. They fall to 35-42, but they're in the play-in. They're in the plan. Now, from here on out, you want to try to get in that 7-8 range, but they play Milwaukee on Saturday. We'll be here right after that game. What time is the tip of that game on Saturday? Bucks and Heat is going to be at 8 p.m., so we'll be here right after that game. A late one, late Saturday night, and we will talk to you then. Thank you so much for being here. I want to remind you that we are free on YouTube, free on Roku, free wherever you get the audio version of your podcast. Locked On Heat podcast every day as well with those guys. They do a great job. And then, obviously, your favorite podcast has a newsletter, Locked On Heat daily newsletter. One stop for ultimate Heat and NBA coverage delivered right to your inbox. You go for free now, lockedondaily.com. Start your day with the all-new free Locked On Heat newsletter. 110-108 Grizz, 6-game win streak over. They start again on Saturday, but they're in the play-in. Lots of things still to happen this season. The book of this season has not yet been finished being written. There you have it. As I butcher the English language, that's the Miami degree right there. I broadcast journalism. What can I say? Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you so much as well. Make sure you hit that subscribe, smash the bell, and come on in. Say what's up in the chat. Keep your game tight and your mind right, Miami.